Hi, how are you? My name is Angel. Long time no see. Today's video is among my most requested. It is a video about how I wear my fragrance and the different ways that I make my fragrance last longer or smell better. Now, I have quite a few tips and tricks, so I'm not going to give you all of my secrets at once, but let's see how this video goes. If you guys enjoy this or find it useful, then maybe we can do a part 2 in the future. How did I set up for this video and not bring some fragrance with me to demonstrate? Angel, use your head. Mea culpa. Mea maxima culpa. Alright, I'm going to begin with probably the most popular tip for making fragrance last longer. I've seen this recommended by a few people, which is to apply some kind of primer, something to make your fragrance last longer. If you don't know, fragrance does not last as long on very dry skin, so you want to make sure that the skin that you apply your fragrance to is as moisturized as possible. One method that a lot of people use is to apply Vaseline or whatever petroleum jelly you have to hand, right where you're going to apply your fragrance. So behind your ears, on your wrists, in your elbow, wherever you're going to apply fragrance. For me, Vaseline is not the most practical choice. I just don't like the feeling of it, and then putting it on my wrist and then I'm going to put it on my desk and stuff, not the move. They do make fragrance primers. I will link a very popular fragrance primer called Concrete and Canvas or something of the sort in the description box, which is designed just to be a fragrance primer. But if you don't have that to hand, I have found that the Mary Kay SawtinHands fragrance-free hand softener works a charm. It's petroleum jelly and something else. I'm sure it's petroleum jelly base, but it feels more like a silicone. It feels like a silicone primer. Let me show you how it looks. It comes up like that. It feels like right between petroleum jelly and a silicone primer. Goes on clear, doesn't smell like anything. And then spray your fragrance of the day on top. Let's say I'm wearing White Tea by Elizabeth Arden. Usually you'll find that your fragrance will adhere better to skin that is better moisturized or that you have a bit of a primer on. Now, if you don't have access to this Mary Kay product, because this also isn't that cheap really, I found another product that works very well is the NIVEA Petroleum Jelly Essence. It's supposed to be NIVEA Petroleum Jelly plus glycerin, to my understanding. Well, I'm seeing quite a few other ingredients on here, aqua, so water as well. This works really well. I discovered this because I've been applying this to my neck as a neck cream at night. And when I put this on and then put on my my bedtime fragrance, it lasts all night. My bedtime fragrance is usually something quite light. I like Eau Resistante by Qtips, which is not a mega performing fragrance, but I found that it lasts all night when I've had a generous application of this on my neck beforehand. I've tried this on my wrists and my behind my ears as well, and it works a charm. Perhaps not as well as this, but pretty good. It does extend the life of my fragrance. So that's one. But if you don't have any of these, try Vaseline. A lot of people have said that it helps. I just don't like the feeling of just a bit of Vaseline behind my ear or wherever else. So the moral of the story is moisturize, okay? You probably don't even need to supplement if you moisturize very well. Another tip that I use when I know a fragrance is not a big performer, if I know it's light and kind of needs a bit of help, is I pre-mist my clothing. So usually I will lay my clothing out before I wear it. I will mist everything, every single layer, from my underwear, and then my, maybe I have an undershirt on, and then my blouse, and I will mist everything. Putting fragrance on fabric makes it last longer because fabric just holds on, the fibers in fabric hold on to fragrance longer. So you want to pre-mist your clothing. Bonus tip is to mist the hems of clothing. If you have a skirt or a dress that's kind of flowy, misting the hem of the clothing is a bit more effective than just misting anywhere, because that allows it to kind of catch in the breeze. So as you walk around, say if you have that like in the hem of your, like in the seam of your sleeve, right? As you walk around, that catches in your wake and leaves a really lovely trail of fragrance behind you. Also, I like to put fragrance in my waistband. This works well if you have a fragrance that's kind of annoying to you if you wear too much of it at a go, and so the option of putting on a lot before you leave the house is not one that's available to you. I have fragrances that will start to make me sneeze if I apply too much. So what I do is I apply it to my waistband. Say I have on a skirt or trousers, I'll apply it to my waistband or right in the small of my back. if you're not able to spray it right there, just spray it on your fingertips and then just, you know, rub a little bit in the small of your back. What that does is it allows for friction as you walk around for your waistband to rub against your skin and warm that fragrance. Warmth or heat is key for creating projection in a fragrance. Usually you'll have better sillage. Sillage is spread throw when the fragrance is warmer. So creating that friction between your waistband and the skin allows the fragrance to warm up right there at your waistband and gives you better performance from that fragrance that's applied there. It works anywhere you have frictions. That's why sometimes your cuff is also a good place. Like if you put it right on your forearm where your cuff will be sitting, it's going to create that friction. Your collar as well. Most of your pulse points do also coincidentally tend to have cuffs and hems and places where your clothing will create friction, and that does actually help to maximize the performance of your fragrance. So if you can apply fragrance where you'll get friction with your clothing, you'll probably get a bit more performance out of your fragrance. Something else I absolutely love to do is to tuck a cotton ball or a cotton pad doused in fragrance into my bra. This usually works best with warmer, more sensual fragrances. So you take your cotton pad, this is just a regular pad, like that. You fold it up, douse it. This is Bois d'Argent by Christian Dior, and tuck that into your bra. What that does, again, is it capitalizes on heat. Your décolletage does tend to be quite a warm place for a woman, and so, sorry, let me just adjust. And so when you shimmy on your date, you know, you're on a date, you're shimmying, you're getting closer, you're leaning, that warmed fragrance rises up and you get to enjoy it, and so does your date. It works very well in terms of increasing the longevity on your fragrance, because maybe your fragrance on your neck or whatever has worn off, but because you have so much in that cotton pad, it's going nowhere. If you're really serious about it, you can actually spray the inside of your bra cups as well. I very rarely do that because it's really difficult to get fragrance out of bra cups, and then it starts to get all muddled because it smells like the last fragrance and so on and so forth. But if you have a signature date fragrance, one that you tend to wear on dates, yes, spray the inside of your bra cups. Oh, even that adjustment, I just got a little bit come up. Love it. Again, speaking of a date and more of a close quarters kind of date, maybe a Netflix and chill at your house or his, you don't want to smell over perfumed. Like you don't want to smell like you have too much on, you know, because then that would just kind of look like you're trying hard. And even if you are, girl, that's none of his business, okay? So a subtle way to kind of reapply or touch up fragrance is to carry cotton buds. So these are cotton buds, Qtips, depending on where in the world that you're from. There you are. What I do is I will apply fragrance right into the cotton bud, like that. So I'll just stick that right up to the, this is probably not the best one to show, let's try the Twilly. Bring your cotton bud right up to the atomizer and spray right into the bud, right? Douse it. Make a few. And then tuck those into a Ziploc bag or a sandwich bag or something, and then just wrap those up and put those in your purse, okay? Nice and safe in your purse. And then when you run to the bathroom, okay, you just take out one of these Qtips, cotton buds, and rub that behind your ear or on your neck or wherever. It's a very subtle reapplication. It doesn't smell like you just sprayed on some perfume. It doesn't smell so overtly like, oh, she touched up her fragrance for me, because that's none of his goddamn business, okay? It's a very subtle, you smell like maybe you just put on your fragrance an hour ago. You know what I mean? Very subtle reapplication. It's a good way to touch up fragrance if you're gonna be in close quarters or you don't want anyone to know that you touched up. Like let's say you're going into a meeting and you want to touch up, but you don't want to smell like you just sprayed on some fragrance at the office. Put in some Qtips and then just leave these in your bag. Let's say you didn't have the foresight to do all of this scheming and putting cotton buds in places and cotton balls in bras and stuff. You didn't have the foresight and you've run out of fragrance. You know that you don't still smell like your fragrance. So you have your fragrance and you want to touch up. Rather than just spraying it on, girl, don't just spray it on, because then it's very obvious that you touched up and you wanted them to smell you. It's none of their business, okay? What you do is you get your lotion, your hand cream. I hope that you carry hand cream around, girl. You get your hand cream, you put that into your hand, okay? Just a little bit, and then you spray into your hand, okay? Just a couple sprays, rub that, and then apply that. The lotion kind of softens the throw of the fragrance, so it doesn't come on real strong like you just applied, like a fresh application. It's a good way to touch up without being very obvious that, you know, this girl just touched up her fragrance, okay? Oh, that's quite a mix. It's a lot. Smells like a French whorehouse in here. Lord have mercy, God. Let's say you also did not have the foresight to bring hand cream with you, but you now know that you need to, right? But let's say you didn't bring hand cream with you and you actually do have to reapply. Don't just spray the way you would early in the morning. Don't go with it and get crazy with it, okay? This is where that tip from the movies comes in, okay? Rather than, you know how the ladies in the movies will do that and walk through it? One mist and walk through it. You'll see the mist drop, let it get to like right here and then walk through it, okay? Just the one spray. When you go into the bathroom, normally women will be touching up after they go into the bathroom, like after they've gone into the stall, then you come out to the mirror to fix yourself up. No, apply this right when you go into the bathroom, then go into the stall and come out and, you know, touch up your makeup and touch up your hair and stuff. Give it a bit of time to settle so it's not so obvious that you just sprayed it on before you left the bathroom to come back. First thing when you get to the bathroom. If you need to touch up first thing when you get to the bathroom. So you don't come back to the table, you know, smelling like Sephora, okay? Now, maybe you didn't have the chance to go to the powder room and touch up. And now you're in this situation, he's walking you to the car, you've just realized you don't have enough fragrance on and you want to be alluring. Always plan for this. Always leave the house with this in plan. Have a scarf I mean one of these silky ones. One of these silky square ones. Isn't that lovely? Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Anyway, have one of these in your purse, okay? Whenever you can, especially if you like go to the office and stuff and maybe you're gonna end up on a date after work or whatever. Have one of these in your purse at all times with a bit of your fragrance of the day on it, okay? And you fold it just cute in your purse. Then, under the pretext of, oh, it's so crisp. It's a chilly evening, isn't it? You take it out. Sorry, I should fold this better. You take it out and throw that around your shoulders, okay? It's gonna be a very subtle scent. It's gonna have your scent on, or whatever scent you have on it okay? Without being very obvious, without you needing to dash off into the powder room. Maybe you don't have that opportunity. Maybe you're trying to snag him like after a meeting, so you don't have time to dash, okay? So you just put this on real casual. Oh, that's cute. Oh. Okay, serving looks. Okay, Angel. You put it on and it's gonna have a bit of fragrance on without really seeming like you just put on some fragrance. Fabric is a very good way to carry fragrance around without having to actually spray it on. That's vibes. You can do it with any kind of scarf. If you're in the dead of winter and you're gonna be wearing like a real scarf to keep you warm, spray fragrance onto that because it's gonna be like a fragrance backup, okay? If you need a little boost of fragrance and no chance to actually touch up, okay? Always have fragrance on your scarf, always. Another thing I do is that I always carry these little pocket tissues in my handbag. Before I put these in my handbag, I will spray a little bit of whichever fragrance I'm loving at the time into you open the flap like that and then you just spray it onto the tops of the tissues. If I'm ever in a situation, well, for me it's pretty rare, but if I'm ever in a situation where I feel like I absolutely need fragrance and I don't have access to fragrance, I just put out a tissue and tuck that into my bra. Okay, it's a little boost. It makes me feel like I have fragrance on because I start to panic when I don't have fragrance on. It doesn't feel like normal for me. So there's that, you know. You're gonna have the tissues in your handbag anyway. Just let them be scented, okay? All right. Now these last few tips are going to be for those of you that have something of a signature because it doesn't work well if you change your fragrance every so often. But let's say you have a signature or you have seasonal signatures. A good way to get your fragrances to last longer is to scent your clothing way early on in the game, okay? As you steam your clothing, add fragrance to your steamer water and steam your clothing with scented water. It makes all of your clothing smell good. It makes your entire closet, your wardrobe smell good as soon as you open it. It smells amazing. Love it, love it, love it. You could also line your drawers with scented paper. I hope that you line your drawers anyway, but scent the paper that lines your drawers. This for me is most useful for my underwear drawers. I line my drawers with crepe paper, so I'll just scent my my crepe paper for my drawers before I lay my paper down, and then put my underwear in there. So all my underwear smells like, actually I sent it with Stella by Stella McCartney because I want my underwear to smell like roses. It's a lot more sensible than actually spraying your underwear, because you don't want to actually have perfume on the underwear, you know? And that's it. Those are the tips that I wanted to share with you today. I hope that you find some of those useful and easy to execute in your real life. Let me know if you're going to use any of these, and let me know if you already have with good results. Thanks for watching. God bless you. Love you. Mean it. Bye.